All right, here we are again. Thank you for tuning in. This reading is a bit of inspiration for you and me. We're in that period of the year right now where there's a lot of introspection, a lot of internal preparation for bigger change that are going to be emerging later on in this year energetically. So, of course, and you might find yourself already bursting out. But I just wanted to offer us a reading to see how we can ride these energies as gracefully as possible. And so, to that end, I picked this beautiful deck, The Art of Life. I haven't used this for a while, but that's kind of the theme. I want us to go deeper in, life is an art, and it's about living each moment as your art piece. Literally, I just tuned in for a few seconds to Meghan Markle's new set, With Love, Meghan. And, whatever you might think about Meghan or her show, I was just really, she was just putting her stamp on the world. And she was really, this is Meghan and this is what I'm about. And she's all about wanting to, love in the details and bringing joy to life and just really bringing a great deal of love and presence into like the smallest things to love those around her. And I thought that was really great. She was clearly living her life as art, and that's what we're all invited to do. And what, it's just basically recognizing that your thoughts, your beliefs, everything is part of how you paint the canvas of your life. Don't be fooled to think that anyone else is painting your life. As Jeff and Shlia teach, um, you are the sole creator of your reality, and that is wild to a lot of people to believe. And the reason why a lot of people's lives don't look the way they want them to is because they've chosen to adopt the thoughts of other people in their society, family, culture that maybe don't suit them, but they think they have to adopt. They don't realize how powerful their thoughts and choices are. And if you just kind of soak in what's been fed to you, if it doesn't serve you, you need to look at that and you need to make sure that your thoughts align with God thoughts because God created you free to create the beautiful, abundant, free life that your heart desires. And it is in your capacity to do that, but you do have to, in a way, rewire yourself to that. Sometimes, I watch Reiki, I watch class, I pull cards, whatever I can to rewire my brain and my being because we don't always realize the influences. They can be kind of deep, and that's why the work needs to be continuous and ongoing to purify your consciousness so that you can reflect the reality that you desire. So we're going to turn to these cards and see what wisdom God has for us to go deeper in that. So the first card is Nine of Pentacles. We have a gentleman looking out from a balcony onto the beautiful scene here. None of us will ever accomplish anything excellent or commanding, except when he listens to this whisper, which is heard by him alone. Hmm. That is the thing. You have your own, conscience. It's the oldest saying, from Pinocchio, let your conscience be your guide. Nobody can be inside of you the way God can, the way life can, and nobody can know your dreams. It's not about sitting in, suffering in silence as you just kind of go with the flow. That's not going to get you. You have to know what your dream is and you have to make it happen. It is truly through you. I love this. You are created to create something excellent. Even if it's like Meghan Markle, just the small details. You bring excellence through the presence of love with which you do things, or you're truly accomplishing something great and mighty that the whole world sees, whatever it is, it's going to come through your deep relationship within yourself with God. That whisper. Jeff and Shay often say that ego speaks loudest and first. God speaks in a whisper. So, ego basically, if you're not familiar with that term, is just the voice that tries to get us off our path, entices us with something, with a promise of something beautiful, but it is not beautiful because the ego cannot bring you to God, and only God is good. And so God's voice, he's the voice of love and he whispers. He doesn't shout to get your attention. Although we have experienced sometimes. But for the most part, it's a whisper. It's a whisper of love. And so you have to spend that sacred time tuning in. And oftentimes you can hear it. It's just sometimes you are afraid of it or maybe don't want to hear it, but you can trust it and you want to take those guidance steps. God wants to push your life forward, and it might be in a way that's like, oh, that's a little scary, that's a little unknown. That's good. Follow that inner voice, because at the end of the day, happiness is actually you being in alignment with your truth. It actually does not come from pleasing anybody outside of you. When you know that you're living up to your highest ideals, you are happy. So that's a very great way to start. Look out from your heart and see what visions you see and acknowledge them so that they can come to be. We're on a pentacle train here, Knight of Pentacles. The secret of success is constancy of purpose. And here's somebody practicing their violin. And this is why you're going to see me, for example, I'm going to keep making videos because I believe in this. I have good and I have bad days, just like you. But the truth always sets me free, and this is my purpose. And same thing for you. You have to keep going. This is not, to bring in ego again. Ego wants you to give up, essentially. Your efforts don't matter. You're not making a difference. Nobody notices your little acts of love, or it's just too much work. Whatever it is, um, oh, you can hear my beautiful cat in the background enjoying a snack. Um, Whatever it is, ego is trying to stop you and distract you, as I was just distracted in a way, from living your purpose and to give you a reason. Oh, you're not good enough. Nobody cares. Yada, yada, yada. Um, I'm going to close the door. Love you, bud. And sometimes you just have to close the door to distraction so that you can make sure that you give your gift. There's no excuse not to give your gift, but ego is full of them. And so whatever you're passionate about, whatever it is, if it's making money, you got to show up and give and love and do it over and over again until you arrive where you want to be. And even then, you have to keep sustaining what you have. So there is work involved. But as Jeff and Shia teach, when you invite God, it's effortless effort. When you let God do it through you, his love, his presence, actually you can ask God to do things through you. And then you're not having to exert your own energy. You're doing it through the passion of God, the light of God, the love of God. And that fuels you to keep going and keep giving day after day. The gift that you're called to give. That's how you refine your gift. That's how you, like I said, your consciousness needs to learn it on a deep level where you have to give constantly then for your mind to really understand, okay, this is what I'm actually about. Reprogramming, like this violinist. You're not going to learn the violin by practicing once or twice. You have to do it over and over again repeatedly. And then that programming that of playing beautiful music will be instilled in your being. And you will, become a great musician. Nobody can get out of the work of loving, the work of giving, and the work of practicing, but it's worth it. And let God do that work through you so that you can feel free and light in that work. And finally, Seven of Cups. Whoso loves believes the impossible. This is so beautiful. This man looking out the window. This reminds me of that Meghan Markle special. You're welcome for the plug, by the way. It is a cute show, even though I just watched a little bit of it. Um, Love. Whoso love believes the impossible. Love, and Jeff and Shay teach us only love is real and love never fails. Ego wants to convince you that love doesn't matter. The fears and the craziness of the world is bigger than love, but that simply is not true. Love is the only true reality, and love can create miracles. Love has created miracles throughout history, and history hasn't stopped. It's still going. Your loving can create miracles in your reality, I promise you. Every act of love is a miracle. Every act of love, big or small, transforms the world around it. And that's partly what I'm just really plugging Megan today. Her special, whatever you might think of it, you know, she was able to communicate this message to the whole world just by doing simple things with love. And it's whatever that thing is for you, do it with love. Don't live a life of just, oh, I'm just doing things to do things. Whatever you're doing, do it with love. I make sure, you know what, I've committed to this job, and as long as I'm doing it, I'm going to show up with all of me. And God really does show up with miracles. When I don't complain, when I don't get negative, when I just say, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to love, I always come out on top. It's just a fact. Love, only love is real, and love never fails. And you have to believe this. I just finished Nelson Mandela's autobiography. 25 years in prison, and he came out president of South Africa because he never gave up on the belief in himself, in love, in God, in his cause. And he produced a miracle on a grand scale for the whole world to witness. And you have miracles to produce as well through your loving. Always believe in the love that's inside of you. That love is fueled by passion. And that's why, from the beginning, you have to tap into that heart. That passion is going to drive you through. And then you have to practice and keep giving, keep loving. And if you choose love, you will produce miracles. You will do the impossible in your life. As I've already experienced in my life, I've already accomplished, I think there's even quotes like this in movies, accomplished many impossible things in my life, and I have many more to accomplish going forward. I met the love of my life. I'm making more money than I ever thought I could. I'm living in a beautiful home, and I found my greatest spiritual teachers and the greatest spiritual teaching to lead me home to God. I'm very blessed, and it's good to count your blessings. That will increase the love in your heart. And as you look forward to those big dreams, just keep loving. God will win. Ego will try to tell you along the way that your efforts don't matter, but that's never true. Every act of love is a miracle, and they compound on each other to produce great miracles. So, this reading was so beautiful. I hope it inspired you to have the courage to just keep loving. Don't give up. uh, know that whatever your dreams are worthwhile and worth putting in the work, and let God do that work through you so you can find lightness and joy in the midst of it. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next time.